Hi YouTubers, I'm hoping that this will be one of the most important videos that I'll ever make. It depends how it goes. But recently there has been a call for censorship upon YouTube. And obviously this censorship affects us because it's not speaking out against religion. Now, if we look at this logically, and we have to say, are we actually being heard? Well, obviously we are. If we weren't being heard, then there would be no need for censorship. If you're interested in pornography, for instance, you would not go to YouTube. YouTube is really a free speech channel. If you want pornography, you'd probably go somewhere like XTube or RedTube, apparently. Somebody told me that. Right, but, you know, if you wanted to talk about God, you could go to GodTube. It's all about God, isn't it? Yes, all the God people can go to GodTube and listen to God channels. But that's not really enough, is it? Because religion doesn't work on having people really converted. It also wants converts. It needs converts. It needs converts for its pot of gold. And the people behind each of the religions aren't really that daft. They are very clever in many ways. It's had a lot of practice. Thousands of years of religion has shown how money can be made from nothing. And go away, dog. My dog's down here. Go away, go away, go away. Not now. It's a bit too close to the old genitals. Anyway, where was I? Stop it. Now, so GodTube, yes. That was not much use to them, really, is it? YouTube is a channel of free speech. It's already been struck off, as it were, taken down in certain countries. It's been taken down because of people like ourselves. We should in fact be celebrating this fact in certain ways. It's obvious to me that atheism is scaring the world. Look at most of the religions. They're not talking about other religions anymore. They're talking about atheists, and they're talking about us as some sort of the evil secularists, the radical atheism. This radical atheism that is about. They've even got a lot of the media on their side. If you look at the Pope, for instance, who visited Britain in about 18 months ago or so. Did he come here and start preaching about God? No, he came here and started preaching about the evils of secularism, meaning atheists. He started talking about Hitler, for instance, which was quite comical. Hitler was apparently an atheist. Although no, Hitler wasn't an atheist, he was a Roman Catholic. So that was particularly amusing. He was never excommunicated. Napoleon I was excommunicated, Napoleon I being Napoleon, really. He was excommunicated, you know, Henry VIII, Elizabeth I, these are all excommunicated people, but not, it seems, Adolf Hitler. No, Hitler even said in Mein Kampf, you know, apparently that, I haven't read Mein Kampf, I've got to be honest, never really interested me, but I'm told that it said that he was a Roman Catholic and always would be a Roman Catholic. And we all know that in certain regiments of the German army that there was some sort of God is with us sort of motto upon the belts. But that's not really important. The thing is, the Pope came to this country to have a go at secularists. And even in the United Nations, we know that the Muslim side of things, they've tried to ban criticism of religion. YouTube itself has been very good up to now. It's allowed freedom of speech. After all, that's what YouTube is really about. But it starts censoring freedom of speech. It's not as if we're racist. It's not as if we're talking about races as such. We are talking about ideologies that we find wrong, and we talk in some ways politically. You look at the videos that appear upon YouTube. Atheist videos, in general, get a majority of thumbs up. You know, yes, we like the video. Video likes. Most of the religious videos tend to go in the opposite direction. We are not really a minority. A lot of the world calls itself religious, culturally religious, and we know that now. But most of the people are not religious. You look at the media. The media has a few religious and politically religious people behind it. And it has also declared war upon atheism in many ways. Yes, even the BBC. The BBC can have so-called views one way and the other. It's always surprised me, the BBC, in the sense of, even if you get only a 10% negative to a 90% positive, it'll always show it as a 50-50. But, in my opinion, lately, the BBC has started talking about secularists as some sort of evil force. We've never said anything evil. We just talk against religion in the sense of the evils of religion. Atheism has become like a sword. The sword called reason. A magical sword. And that sword casts an enlightenment across the world. This enlightenment can only be stopped by bullshit. And bullshit is the only weapon you have against truth and enlightenment. Just bullshit. If we carry on telling the truth, doing these videos, you must make videos like this. You must speak out. If not, if you can't do that, then mirror a video that you like. If we flood YouTube with videos like this, speaking out against wrongdoings, then the world will take notice. My channel is far too small. My channel is far too small to make a real difference. But together we can make a difference. It doesn't matter whether you like my style. It doesn't matter whether, you know, I mumble a lot. I know that. It doesn't matter. The fact is, do you want to be censored on YouTube? And if it's not my videos being mirrored, then mirror someone else's. Make your own videos. Speak out, because we are winning. And if we were not winning, then why are so many of the religious leaders so frightened of us? Why are they taking us down? Why are they taking us on at all? You think it would just be a case of, oh, ignore those. No. They know we talk sense. They know we talk reason. And so do most of the people out there. Bear with me. I've heard several times, and in general conversations with people say to me, Richard Dawkins, he's a bit too hard-hitting, he's a bit too outspoken, he's a bit too aggressive, an aggressive atheist. They've never really listened to Richard Dawkins then, have they? If you think that is the most aggressive an atheist can get, then you've got to be kidding. Certainly in a voice sense. I wouldn't say we go around beating people up or anything like that, but Richard Dawkins is one of the most mild-mannered people that you will ever come across. He may not bow down to God, obviously, and he is outspoken, but mild-mannered. I think it's probably the reason that most people have seen him as the big leader of atheism. It's because you can say, well, it's a bit like Gandhi, really. When Gandhi found independence in India, people couldn't actually turn against him and say, oh, what a horrible guy, what a dictator, how terrible. No, Richard Dawkins is not like that. And most of his followers are not like that either. And yes, I am one of his followers. If you like, I'm one of his lieutenants. Because he has shown me what can be done. And he's basically, the first time I heard him speak was the first time I ever really heard somebody saying what I thought. And at last, that was an enlightenment to me. And that sort of enlightenment is what others will find. Perhaps not through Richard Dawkins, perhaps through other people. But that enlightenment is fantastic. Now, there's something else I wanted to say. Just why is it that without aggression we are still seen and told that we are the aggressors? That is real fear. These people really, really fear us. And that impresses me. That impresses me a lot. I hope it impresses you too. I'm going to finish this video now because I've said enough. But bear that in mind. We may not be the aggressors, but the fact that we're seen as aggressors is really, really scaring a lot of people. And that is fantastic. That is enlightenment. It's terrific. And go out, make those videos. Go on, have a go. And if not, mirror somebody else's video. I don't think YouTube is purely ruled, if you like, by religious people. It's quite a big organisation. Other people at the top won't be sort of massively religious. In fact, many of its employers won't be. There will be discussions made, obviously at higher circles. Go on, have a go. Spread the word, as it were. I hate to sound like somebody religious, but we need to. We really, really need to. And if we don't, then we will be censored. And where then will we be? We don't have churches. We can't tell people to bow down 5 times a day. We don't even get once a week where we can give them Sunday school. We don't have state schools that religious schools that are actually subsidised by the state like they are in Britain. I thought religion would be dead by now, but no, because things like state schools that subsidise, religious state schools, being subsidised by my taxes, it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. And those sort of things need fighting. And all they're doing is making more and more of these religious nut jobs. Don't get me wrong, I went to a sort of public religious school, but it was Church of England, and let's face it, who gives a shit about Church of England? Anyway, that's enough. I'm really, really mumbling now. Take care, go out, do it, go.